Good morning. Happy brisk Wednesday. Boy, was it chilly out there. At least the wind wasn't blowing too much. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here with some words to get us thinking and feeling and moving forward today and in our lives. So, we have a card from the Soul Coaching deck by Denise Linn. Have you noticed how recently we've had like 3 or 4 decks that we just keep circling through? That happens from time to time. So, let's just take a couple of nice deep breaths just to settle in and be present. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting your shoulders drop, just shaking your head a little bit, wiggling things loose, present in this moment. Opening your heart, your mind, your feelings. Good morning, Christine. Glad you are here. We have a card today from Soul Coaching, Denise Linn. The subtitle on this one is What Your Soul Wants You to Know. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. Glad you are here. Our soul today wants us to know about essence. Essence. And pretty lotus on there. So, hear the words. Allow your intuitive ear to pick up the parts that are most important for you today. Good morning, Deb. Welcome, welcome. We are doing essence today. And be curious about this card. Be curious about why it's popping up for you today and what aspect of what I'm going to read resonates the most for you today. Obviously, as I usually do, I will point out the ones that are resonating for me, but let's see what resonates for you. Thank you for the sunshine in the middle of the darkness still. It was really crystal clear out there, though I could see a whole lot of stars, which was very nice. So as I'm waiting for TJ to quit sniffing everything that moved and didn't move, I got to look at the stars for a while, so that was pretty. Our card is Essence. Card meaning, find your essence. Simplify and contemplate in the Zen garden of your mind. I like that. Contemplate in the Zen garden of your mind. But I'm also going to suggest contemplate in the Zen garden of your heart and soul. Again, remember, my thing is, good morning, Holly. Glad you are here. My thing is we want to have our mind be in service to our heart and soul. The heart and soul is leading the show. The mind is the backup singer, as it were. Makes everything better, more resonant, but it's not leading the charge. Contemplate in the Zen garden of your mind. Discover the stillness of the center of the cyclone. Good morning, Cindy. Glad you are here. It's a good thing you wave, because then I can see that you're here. Do what's important and let go of the rest. Now, if that isn't a mantra for the day, I don't know what is. Do what's important and let go of the rest. And define important according to what moves your soul forward, what helps you tap into that essence of who you are. So all the things that you do out of obligation are probably going to fall by the wayside. That's okay. It's just for today. So be it. You can decide if you want to pick them back up again or not. And we've done this talk about obligation several times now. I hope that you're continuing to look at things and see how much stuff do you do out of obligation. Most people, especially women, are horrified when they realize how much stuff they do out of obligation rather than because they want to or because they believe it's in service of their path and mission here. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for all the pretty hearts, you guys. Appreciate it. All right. Your soul wants you to know. Peel away everything that isn't truly you and let your essence shine. If you've ever watched a cut crystal hanging in the window in the sun, you'll remember seeing small rainbows around the room. Yet they all emanate from the same source. You have different parts that comprise your identity, yet beneath it all is your spiritual core. Take time to find your source and live life from your center. If something doesn't give you joy, don't do it. How's that for a nice simple little rule of thumb? Or at least find a way to make it more pleasurable. So housework was not something that gave me joy, but rather than let everything go to hell, I've decided to change my perspective. This is several years ago on housework. So my thought now is, as I tidy up my house, I tidy up my inner being. As I clear stuff out, it makes more room for connection with spirit. As I do mundane tasks, washing the dishes, whatever, vacuuming is not mundane because the dog goes bananas, and so it can be more of a wrestling match. I usually wait until he's out of the house before I vacuum. But the mundane tasks, dusting, whatever, using that as time when my mind can drift and my heart and soul has more space to expand. So think about that. Thich Nhat Hanh talked about that. When he washed dishes, the paying attention, being fully present to that act of washing the dishes became a spiritual act. I thought that was pretty interesting to contemplate. Let's see. Don't try to expand your personal power and intent without first exploring and understanding the wisdom of your soul. Yep, exactly on the housework. Exactly on the housework. So hear that last sentence again, because that's important. Don't try to expand your personal power and intent without first exploring and understanding the wisdom of your soul. So basically what it's saying is the wisdom of your soul is the ground level, is the foundation upon which you're going to build your intentions, your life purpose, all that stuff, your relationships. So you really want a solid core. You really want to be well in tune with your core, what makes you tick. I was thinking about this last night, that concept of we are all divine children of God. Every single one of us. Good morning, Lisa. Welcome, welcome. Every one of us is a divine child of the universe, of God, of spirit, of creator, however you want to look at it. But we are each a divine child. And some of you go, yeah, I can see that for this person, but I can't see that for him or her or whatever. Practice seeing that for him or for her. Everyone is a divine child of God. Everyone. And when you begin to appreciate that, and you begin to, yes, I will have a beautiful day, and I hope you do too. And think about that beautiful day. How do we choose a beautiful day? We choose a beautiful day. It really doesn't matter what happens in our day. Usually a day is a mix of things we would define as good and as bad. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. My good St. Vinny shirt. Ready to roll here. But we're the ones, again, going back to yesterday's card, we're the ones who give that definition. We decide what it means, and we decide how big a hairy deal it's going to be. So I'll just give you an example. Sunday, of all days, Sunday, I had 3 different people reach out about coaching with me. And one of them is someone who lost her spouse recently. And so she's talking in her little questionnaire about wanting to get back to a place of peace within herself and joy within herself. Now, she's not very far out in the grieving process. It takes as long as it takes. Don't rush yourself. Don't rush the process. Allow it to be that process. Really embrace the process. I think we actually did much better when we had people, dress in black as a sign of mourning. And we had some countries hire professional mourners to get the crowd into the proper frame of mind for grieving. What happened if we really embraced grieving as merely another process we go through? No different than growing pains, no different than going from childhood to adulthood, no different than transitioning into our own death. Make it normal, make it understandable, make it allowable. Got off on a little tangent there. Anyway, back to essence. Back to essence. Let me show you the card again. There it is, that pretty lotus flower. Again, if you look at that, there's nothing to that flower that doesn't belong there, right? There's no accoutrements, there's no, it's just its own beauty, right? Simple beauty, that's it. the more we can strive for that, just being who we are. So dropping the personas. If you have a certain voice for the telephone, if you have a certain way of being that's different, I mean, not saying that we don't have things that we need to accommodate, but if you find that you're changing who you are to fit into certain circumstances, you might want to take a look at that. Listening to yourself more. Yes, 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 yes. And yes, sometimes easy, sometimes not. Especially not when you know there's going to be resistance, conflict, comeuppance from someone else. So that's that piece about speaking our truth. I was at a family wedding this weekend and noticed that there were several women there who just didn't have a voice. I mean, they were so quiet. I had to get very close to be able to hear them. And being in a place where we need to be claiming our voice, we need to be speaking up, we need to be saying, this is not okay. I just read a piece from Michael Moore, who is on a rant lately about the state of things and how disingenuous a lot of politicians are right now, and how his view is that in November, women are going to turn out in record numbers, and women are going to be voting their conscience, and in doing so, flip a whole lot of things on their ear. We're powerful people. We need to claim that power. We need to use our power for good. Again, remember our distinction between power with and power over? When we lock arms with each other, that's power with. We stand more solidly when we're locked arms with each other. Power over is when we try to force someone to do our will. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. So feel your own power. Just feel it right now. Why don't you put your hands on your solar plexus, just right around where your rib cage ends, and just breathe in and out. And notice how that area moves when you breathe fully. That's your power center right there. So you may want to rub your belly, kind of like the Buddha. Warming up that power center, getting that energy flowing. Imagine it radiating forth. The power that we all have, the power to influence change, all right? The power to step more fully into our essence, letting go of all that no longer serves us, all of the facade that we've had, all of the costumes we've worn, and just getting down to, here I am, straight on as is. So what I'd like you to practice today is, as you go about your day, doing the mundane things, doing the important things, whatever, tuning into your true essence. Who am I really? Stripping away all the junk. Who am I really? Spend time with that today. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.